To another video with handyman Haitham Abbasi and also cook and chef. Today we're going to be learning how to bake shawarma bread, and here is the dough, and it's made out of flour, yeast, water, and a little bit of salt and sugar. And we will first take the dough. You cover it for about 2 to 3 hours, and you let it rise and let it sit and rise. And then you need a circular plate with a towel, and this is to spread the dough and make it into a perfect circle. And just wrap it up the circular plate, and then take a plastic bag and wrap it around the towel, and then you will be able to make your what you're gonna be making the dough spread on. And finally, you need a there you go. And finally, look at your circular plate to spread the dough on. And finally, you need a pan. And on the pan, make sure the heat is set on high. And this is where we'll be baking the bread on. Now we're going to be rolling the dough, into as much as a circle as you can. And make sure that it's spread pretty thin on the edges. And the edges should make that, you're looking for that perfect circle shape. And then you take your dough and you put it on the circular device, and you fix your edges on the sides of the plate. Just spread the dough over the sides of the plate, as so. Let the dough hang over the edge a little bit. And make sure you're careful to not make any tears in the dough while you're doing this process. And this plate is about 8 inches in diameter, maybe 10. And finally, we take it to bake. And take a towel, and because the bread is going to be very hot, so you want to work quickly. You can see the bread is baking well because you see bubbles rising on the top of the dough. And take a knife and flip the dough over, the shawarma bread over. And we're working on a second one. And the same process, you take the dough and you make sure you put it on the circular device. And while that's going on, your bread should be all set. Look how beautiful the bread looks. And just make sure, in the second dough, just make sure that the dough is hanging over the edge of the circular device. There you go. And make sure that it's a circle. There you go. And then you hang it over onto the pot. And let it bake for about 1 to 2 minutes. Again, you can see that the bread is making bubbles. And that's the perfect time to flip it, when you see bubbles developing on the surface. Take the towel and dab the edges of the bread to make sure that it's cooking flat. And there you go. There's your bread. It's very flat, perfect circle. And just add it and keep it warm with the towels. And let it cool down.